Welcome back to another episode of Unlearned and Reborn, a podcast where old habits are unlearned and new ones are reborn. I used to be so afraid of letting people go because I used to say, okay, but what if they need me further down the road? Like what if I'm not there for them? Welcome back. How are y'all feeling today? Y'all all right? Well, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. So I first wanted to start off by saying I so appreciate all the love from the trailer. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for showing love and rocking with me. I really, really appreciate it. Today's episode is titled The Truth About Friends, What They Don't Tell You. And this episode is definitely inspired by my own personal experiences and just how I feel like in today's day and age, we really do not have a value on friendship like, it used to be. I remember when you called somebody your best friend, like that was legit. Like you come for her, you gonna have to find me. And that's just gonna be that. Like, I just don't feel like, and I can only speak for women, obviously, but I just don't feel like it's not easy to really find these genuine female relationships because it's just so much opposition now. Women are getting pitted against each other, whether it's skin tones, body shape, surgical, natural, it's so much tension. And I really think we need to talk about it. Well, first, let's start off with some self-awareness because I'm huge on self-awareness. And I truly feel like when you evaluate yourself and you really, take away all the fluff and you really are like, A1 really serious about, your situation, you're able to really discover things that you would not have normally seen when, you were overlooking it. Now, let me explain. So for me, with friendships, I moved around a lot as a child. I was born in Palmdale, California, which a lot of people don't know because if you ask me, I'm going to say Houston. Hello. H-Town, hold it down. But yes, I was born in Palmdale, California. I say I'm from Houston mainly because that's where I really remember a lot of my childhood at in Texas. I think I moved from Palmdale when I was like 3 years old. So I vaguely remember Palmdale. I went to visit a couple times, but Houston is where the heart is, baby. I'm from Texas. And with moving, I found that I would go to a new school, right? The first thing I would do is, outside of looking on what's the lunch menu, because Shania can eat, I'm going to find a friend in every class. I'm going to find a friend to eat with at lunch. Like I was making friendships every day. Like I was getting paid to do this thing. Like people that went to high school with me, middle school with me, y'all know what I'm saying is for real. I was going to make a friend. Like that's just it. And as I grew older, I found value in that. I think that's amazing. I think that is so great that I am so easy to make friends. But as I grew older, I really found that it became detrimental in a sense that the codependency that I had built up in some of these friendships, not like, oh my God, I can't live without you. But it was more so like, I just felt like I had to have friends. Like I couldn't be by myself. Like I couldn't, go to a movie or something alone or go to the mall alone. Like I had to be in some type of social setting. And, that's the blessing and almost the curse of being an extrovert because when I'm not around people, I'm like, what is life? Like, what's going on? Like, I need that energy that I need to bounce off of people. Like, that's how I feel as an extrovert. And I married an introvert. Go figure. But yes, so growing up with me, my parents divorced. So when when they separated and I went to live with my mom, of course, abandonment issues started there. So now I am a young girl growing up into a woman, and now I have abandonment issues from my not so great relationship with my father at the time. We're much better now, but I didn't realize, but I was bringing that type of reality into my actual friendships. Like, we're not even talking relationships, like my friendships. So bad so to where if I felt like you were trying to abandon me, i.e., like not be my friend no more, like I'm immediately triggered. I'm overly apologizing. What did I do wrong? Why don't you want to be my friend? I mean, I'm itching, scratching, like pleading with you, dang near, like, please be my friend. And it's like, you especially don't let you have wronged me. Because not only am I going to forgive you quick, but girl, come on, because we got to go eat lunch together. Like, we got to hang out. Like, I don't want you to be mad at me. I'm bending over backwards for you. I mean, just the list goes on and on. So it wasn't until I realized, like, wait a minute, like, I have to learn this lesson. Y'all ever learned a lesson a couple times? Okay, that might not be y'all, but for me, I have learned some lessons so many times that I could write a book on just the one lesson. And friendships is the lesson that I literally had to learn the hard way. And it's because I'm a natural born people pleaser. I'm like, you don't have to like me, but you're gonna. You're gonna. Yeah, you're gonna. And if you don't like me, I bet you by the end of the day, by the end of the week, by the end of the school year, I'm gonna make you laugh at least. Like, at least if I can make you laugh, like, okay, bet. Like, we're good. The first thing that I learned and about friendship is some of my closest friends that I have today, I met them in some of the darkest times of my life. What? Really? Yes. I wish I would have known that the people that I thought would be my forever friends, friends in high school, for sure friends in high school that, I was rocking with every day. You see people in high school 5 times a week. You just know them your girls. You know them your dogs. Well, if Talia and Deanna are watching, them your dogs. Like, you just know that those going to be your road dogs. And then like reality hits y'all after y'all throw y'all cap up. You grab your cap, like High School Musical, y'all dancing, y'all vibing. Oh my gosh, it's so lit. Oh my gosh, it's so lit. And we about to be, we about to all go to college. We about to be grown. We about to be, and then you don't hear from them. I'm talking about crickets. I remember going to my first college, because I done been to a couple colleges, girl. But I remember going to my first college. Shout out to Ohio Wesleyan. Y'all a little pricey now, but shout out to y'all. And I remember I met my homegirls, Cara and Bree. And I just remember people would go home on the weekends, family and friend weekend or whatever. And I would see them on Snapchat. I mean, enjoying it, living it up with their friends. And I remember, y'all, I kid y'all not, nobody was hitting your girl up outside of my best friend Noriah that we met since 2008. Nobody was really talking to your girl. And I was scratching my head because, baby, what is going on? Like, did y'all numbers change? So I get on, I get on socials. I plug in, I lock in. No, y'all numbers didn't change because not only are y'all hanging together, but y'all didn't forgot me. Where's my invite? What's going on? And I mean, that thing used to really burn me, y'all. I'm literally like, I'm literally like punching the air, like literally sobbing. Like my husband would say, like, I am so, like, I can be so sensitive at times, and that thing used to really eat me alive. Like, like just in there just sobbing. And it's like, it wasn't until I got through some of the darkest times in my life, when I was going through my postpartum depression, when I was just depressed as all get out, I met some of the dopest girls, y'all. Like, I really hope y'all get to experience friendship on the level that I have my friends now. Because, baby, when I tell you I would do anything for these girls, like, these are my girls. And because it's like, I met y'all at a point where I didn't even feel like I was anything. I'm going to just keep it real. I'm talking about so low, I didn't even have the confidence in myself at all, period. And y'all was like, girl, we like your hair. Oh, we like your outfit. Oh, you want to come out with us? You want to come hang out with us? And I just remember feeling so amazing that even at my lowest point, these girls still saw something in me, like, we want to hang out with her. You want to come over? We invite you. We doing something for 4th of July. I just remember those times, them pouring into me. And it's like, when you find friends like that, I promise you, like, it's nothing you would not do for those people, because it's like at my low, you saw me at a high I could not even see my own self at. Them the kind of friends that you want to have, not this superficial, basic, oh girl, well, how many, look, my best friend would tell you, how many of y'all hadn't had that Miami trip and it was 6 girls that came, and when y'all left, only 2 of y'all was friends? I'll wait. I'm just so blessed that through my trials, I was able to find people that are down for me. Like these girls, they genuinely love me. No, we don't talk every day, but they make time for me. So that goes into number 2. You have to make sure that you are setting healthy enough boundaries. Because when you don't set good boundaries, when you don't set healthy boundaries, you are bound to have a disrupt in the friendship easily. You got the friend that's always trying to borrow money from you. Then when you ask for their money back, they either have some form of amnesia or they're pissed that you're even asking for it back. Like that's something that could be a whole nother podcast, but I don't understand that. How are you mad at me for asking for my bread back? Like, baby, well, you wasn't mad when you was asking for the bread. Like, what's really up? What? Make sure you set those healthy boundaries. I wish I would have known that, because I could have cut a lot of these girls off at the ankles, baby, because a lot of them, they were running over me. They were give me, couldn't give me a nickel if they had one. Like, you know, just using. And it's like, if you're not careful and you don't set a boundary, that person is going to have their way with you. They are going to feel like I can do whatever I want to her because she has not said no. Like, it's just like, if somebody stepped on your foot, would you not tell them, like, dang, girl, like, what you got on, your Jesus boots? Like, you just stepped on my foot. Relax. Like, you're going to let them know. But I found for me, when it came to friendships, I was so afraid of losing the person, I would allow them to abuse me in that way. Like, you know, not on no physical, you know, they putting their hands on me, but just, you know, you're toxic. Just toxic. Like, you're always coming to me with drama. It's never happy. And if it is happy, it then turns into some form of drama towards the end. Like, you know, just setting boundaries. Yes is this and no to this. That is okay. Another thing I wish I would have known is that arguments and disagreements don't always have to end the friendship. I had that bad, y'all. Like, baby, we get into an argument, I just be like, you know what? For those of y'all that can't see on a podcast, I have the deuces chunked up because that's it. I'm going to block you. I'm going to unfriend you on all socials. Oh, yeah, that's me. Because I'd rather because I know me. I know, because not only now do I feel disrespected, because I do have such a big heart, now I feel like you're trying to play with me. And to keep me out the jailhouse, I'd rather just block you. I don't want to do all that talking. I don't want to do all that arguing, because I've been there doing the arguing. And girl, listen. I don't have time for that. I don't have time to do the art. No, because no, I don't want to. We can sing together, but baby, we cannot talk together. We can't. And that's where I just had to draw the line. Another thing I so wish I would have known is that accountability must be mutual in a friendship. Baby, this could be a whole podcast by itself. Accountability. A lot of y'all don't want to be honest, but you are not accountable. And that's not okay. You find fault with everybody else but yourself. Like, I have an issue with that. Why is it that you can see where I went wrong, but when I then counter, or I can accept that you said you didn't like that, okay, but when I bring up an issue to you, it's crickets, and it's, no, you're deflecting it back to me. Like, a friendship is beneficial when both parties are accountable, because now we can both be human and vulnerable enough to admit that we did something wrong. A lot of us don't want to be wrong. If I could be honest, I'd rather not be wrong. It's great being right, but that's not always the case. Like, being right should not always be your end goal, because what did they say? you can win the fight and lose the war. Baby, a lot of y'all are losing. And you're wondering why you're by yourself. Nobody wants to deal with you. And if they're dealing with you, baby, they're only dealing with you because either you're bringing something to the table, i.e., you know, you be paying for the drinks when we go out. Oh, baby, I'm going to deal with you. Oh, yeah. Shots on you. Sure am. I'm going to deal with you. But, you know, your attitude stinks. And I can't be around you long term. Y'all know those people that you only invite to certain things. If you're always getting invited to the party, I don't know, you might want to do some reevaluating. If you're always getting invited to, you know, things that don't involve, you know, the inward parts of somebody's life, you know, family, I get it. All of our family lives different places. But if, you know, that person is only inviting certain people to come over to the like, you know, like Thanksgiving, and you only get invited to the club, baby, you might want to do some evaluating and really ask yourself, is it something that I'm missing? You know, never be afraid to look yourself in the mirror, because when you look yourself in the mirror, you are gifting yourself that opportunity to get right, to line yourself up. We quick to line somebody up now. We are quick to line somebody up, but baby, we don't want to line our own selves up. And it should be the opposite. Nobody should not be able to tell you anything about you, because you be like, oh, well, I already, you know, not on no cocky stuff, but it's like you're so secure in you and you do your self-evals every day that when they do bring it to your attention, you can take it with a grain of salt and be like, okay, well, you know, I thought I was on P right here, but I'm not. So let me, you know, go back and look at that. You know, you be approachable, but know you. I'm telling you, man, when you know you, can't nobody sway you. You can't sway me. I'm unswayable. You can't sway me. I know me, bruh. That's it. Like, I know what's up. This might hurt some feelings. So if you're in your car, you know, tug on your seatbelt a little bit on the shoulder, because, you know, you might need a little bit of something. Tug on it. And if you are at the gym and you on a treadmill, you might want to hold on to the safety rails, because this one might hurt. You need to pay attention to the people that are silent during your moments of celebration, but loud during your moments of tribulation. I'll say it again. Be careful and pay close attention to the people that are so silent. I'm talking about crickets, baby. During your times of celebration, but loud during your times of tribulation. I.e., okay, what's an example? Okay, you started your business. You finally figured out what the heck a LLC is. Baby, what is it? Like, you finally figured out, you got your website up. You know, I mean, you're really walking in the thing that you used to only talk about. And they're sharing everybody else's stuff, but have yet to share your stuff. Mind you, understand me when I say this. I understand sometimes you don't really see stuff. That's fine. I'm not tripping off that. I'm not. But I'm talking about, you got to notice the patterns. You have to be able to pay attention to when someone is legitly not celebrating you. Like, not celebrating you. That's not normal, honey. No. Friends support friends. I'm going to say it again. Friends support friends. Those girls I mentioned earlier in the podcast, I know those girls support me. And I support them equally. It's people, y'all, that I have never met face to face. Like, I just knew of them being in the military and we're friends on Facebook. I be hyping them people up so much. Even people that I met from where I used to go to high school at in Indiana. I don't know y'all like that. I really don't know y'all like that. But I feel supportive of you. Y'all got a business, I'm going to share it. Yep. You got your hair done, I'm going to share it. You got a new profile pic, I'm going to share it. Especially if you looking beautiful. Oh, I'm definitely finna roses. I'm about to compliment you. And it's like, I love doing that. And it just also goes to show that a lot of times people are not used to getting their flowers, as we would say. We always say, oh, let people give them their flowers while they can smell them. A lot of y'all are so stingy with the flowers, baby. By the time y'all give them away, they half dead, crinkled up, crunchy, disgusting looking, because you're so like, just so stingy. Like, I know y'all have met people that they have little to no nice things to say about somebody. They are consistently complaining. There you are with your flowers. There you are with your flowers, just crumpling them up in your hand. Give them away. Give them away. Because when you're that tense and you're that crumpled up, how do you expect somebody to give you a flower if you so busy worried about these little 3 you got? Give them away, baby. I know for a fact that I have planted so many seeds in so many other people's lives that I'm just waiting on the day to where I get to see the water hit it and it start blossoming, blowing, really start flourishing. That's the type of friend you should want to be, to where you can see the seeds that you have sown in people's lives and you've impacted them and you get to see those flowers bloom. Don't be stingy. Don't. And a lot of times I've also realized that a lot of times it is them and it is not you. I had to literally beat this into my head that at the end of the day, the people that are the most just, I don't even know the word, aggy, I don't even know if that's the word, but the friendships that have the most tension, they're always saying you're not showing up for them or you're doing something. They're always pointing the finger at you. They always got a problem with you. Something with something you're wearing, something you said. I feel like, y'all know how y'all can be. All of that. A lot of the times, like after you've already apologized and you've like, okay, well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. Or you try to, filter this and change that. You got to be real with yourself. Remember when I said, look in the mirror? You have to understand sometimes it really is not you. It's them. It's them. And they're self-projecting on you. They are unhappy with themselves. It's them and not you. But just be able to evaluate the situation to truly see that. Because it can't always be them and not you. It can't. It can't. If 6 people are saying the same thing about you, either them 6 people is lying or you are. Which one? Are you lying or are they lying? Because I don't think 6 people would just be saying that. Like, baby, it might be you. And that's okay. Like, that's why I'm so excited and blessed to even be doing this podcast and just even going through this journey with y'all. Because it's okay to have flaws, y'all. We are human. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Don't be afraid of the flaws. Now, where you get into the gray area is when you're always pointing, but you're not evaluating you. Be balanced. Be even, right? This is good, y'all. This is some good stuff. I'm dropping nuggets. I wanted to circle back something that I said earlier about that abandonment piece, and if you got to pause because, even that word is triggering, I understand. I definitely understand. When you have abandonment triggers, abandonment issues, abandonment problems, abandonment, whatever that you want to, call it, it really takes some healing to truly be able to deal with people that remind you of those situations. We're not even talking about the person that originally did the offense. We're just talking about, say, like I said, with me, once my parents divorced, it was really, really hard. And I felt like I had a sense of abandonment, from my dad not being in my life. And shout out to my dad, because we talk so much now. That's going to be its own podcast, but seriously, shout out to him. And I just remember that isolation piece that that attaches, sometimes it's words. Sometimes it tends to attach itself to abandonment. So like when you have, for example, right, I'm me and I get triggered from abandonment. And the first thing that I do is I isolate or I lash out. So when you have these things where you are isolating and you're lashing out on other people, truth be told, what are you really? You're just scared. Like you're legitly just afraid about what you are feeling, and you know that you don't want to feel it. So you're like, I have to get this thing off of me. What can I do? I'm going to throw it off on the next person, or I'm just going to run away from it altogether because it's too much. But see, if you can at least even acknowledge that part about that, yes, I do have abandonment triggers. One, shout out to you, because that's a huge step. Like that seriously is a very, very huge step. So we clapping it up for you, for real, because that takes a big step. But once you acknowledge that and you know that that is a trigger, you now have to do what we talked about earlier. Set that boundary. And now you know that if a friend starts to display this action that, is becoming triggering, they cancel on you a lot. They invite you out, they hype you up about this, brunch or whatever, and then they cancel. And, that made you feel abandoned. If that person continues to showcase that kind of behavior, you may need to remove yourself. Because when you are in a trigger state, for me especially, if I'm in a triggered state and I am continuously being stimulated by that same thing, baby, it's a ticking time bomb before TMZ hears about it. Yeah, before you end up on Channel 6 News because you didn't popped off on somebody, when we could handle it on a lower level and just give them the deuces. Like, stuff changes. I used to be so afraid of letting people go because I used to say, okay, but what if they need me further down the road? Like what if I'm not there for them? Well, I had to tell myself, how in the world could Shania be trying to carry 16 other people on her back because I'm afraid to let them go? Baby, they will find someone else to dump on. They will find someone else to get their advice from. They will find someone else to borrow that money from. There's another person. And once I was able to really, really say, Shania, you can't be it all for everybody. Even the current friends I have, I don't strive to be everything for everybody. Like, I can't. And it was so freeing, y'all, to be able to say, I cannot do this, so now I have to do this. Yes, I cannot continue to baby you because we've talked about the same situation for a couple months now. So I feel like my boundary, here we are. I feel like you are not respecting my time. You are not respecting my my peace. So I'm going to have to let you go. Or if you're not at the place where you want to cut them off, I'm not saying y'all go get the scissors and start cutting folks left and right. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that if maybe you don't want to cut them off just yet, cool. But this is what you do. You say, okay, when you talk to me about your man that you not going to leave, I don't want to talk about that no more. Girl, why? But girl, no, okay, but girl, listen. It's different this time. No. I don't want to talk about that. And if you do have that one person that is persistent on it to where, they kind of sneak the way in there about the situation you literally have already set the boundary for, you either can stop them in their tracks, literally as it's coming out of their mouth. No, girl, we're not going to do that today. Or you literally have to cut them off. You have to. Because if it's interfering with your peace so much to the point where you are literally, like your mental health is like suffering because of it, is that person really worth it? Really, I know we want these badges of honor that, girl, me and her, we've been through so much. I held it down for 15 years. Like, okay, but with the 15 years, are you sure? Like, was it quality? Like, are we on quality or quantity? Because that matters. That so matters. It cannot always be highlight on the quantity, but we are missing that the quality of the friendship was trash. It was absolute garbage. Like, I'd rather have a friend that a lot of the homegirls that I mentioned, Noriah is my only best friend that I've been friends with since way back. Like, I've been friends with her since November 21st, 2008. But the other girls that I met them years later. And that's what I want y'all. If y'all don't get nothing else from this podcast, baby, please understand. Don't focus so much on the quantity of years you've known somebody, because when you know somebody for a while, you get familiar with them and you start taking stuff that you normally would not take if you had just met them today. What you mean, girl? The girl that's always canceling on you and, but she posts on Facebook about how she don't have no friends and y'all was just supposed to do something and she ended up canceling. When you really evaluate that and you ask yourself, is it worth it? Cost benefit analysis here. Cost benefit analysis. Is it worth me saying that I've known her for 10 years? Or do I walk away from it, work on myself in hopes to, either rekindle or maybe a new friend comes along? Y'all might not want to hear this, but I also feel like a lot of times y'all turn down people because of the amount of time that you've known a person. Listen, y'all. If y'all would allow yourselves to be open to friendships, I'm telling you, these girls that I met further down the line, these girls are pick of the litter friendships, y'all. I promise you. And I knew them such short time. If you've ever been in the military, bro, you can meet somebody and you can't explain it, but it's instant. It's like, oh yeah, this my dog. Like this big dog. Like this my girl. And it's like it's just an instant. It's not forced. It's just it's instant. And it's like, imagine if I would have boxed myself up and imagine myself in a box. Those of you that are listening, people on YouTube can see the motion I'm doing. But imagine you in a box and you can only see what's in front, to the left, to the right, and behind if you decide to turn around. I mean, the box, it's tight. And that's some of y'all in y'all little box with y'all high school best friend, and it's no new friends. You don't want to see nothing else. You don't want to be nothing else. You don't want to be with nobody else. I understand. You have your legit concerns. I can't be hurt again. I understand that. I don't enjoy being hurt myself. I don't. But imagine if I would have stayed in that box, y'all, I would have never met those other girls. I'm talking about these girls are going to be in my future wedding, these girls. I would have never even been able to know them, especially at the hurt place that I was when I met them. Just them being so just genuinely kind and nice to me and seeing past my flaws and everything. If I didn't open myself up to that, I guarantee you, Shania would still be in that place. I know a lot of y'all are convinced that y'all don't need people, but you may not need them, but you need somebody. You need somebody. And you just have to find your circle of somebodies. It don't have to be a big circle. It can be a circle of 3 people. Make it more than 1. But it could be a circle of 2 people. And now y'all got a nice little trio going on. You don't need a big circle, but you need some folks that you can depend on, baby, because life is hard. Life is going to knock the wind out of you. How many of y'all got the wind knocked out of you? I'm raising my hand. It's going to do that because it's designed to. But either you're going to get knocked down or you're going to get back up. And sometimes you've been knocked down so many times that your friends come up under you and help you get up. Y'all ever seen somebody get the wind knocked out of them on the football field in high school? And they get up and they, try to act like they shaking off, but they limping? Yeah, okay, but how many of y'all have seen somebody get hallelujah, family-friendly show, that knocked out of them, and they ain't moving, and they got to call, EMS? Yeah, that's what I'm talking. Life will do you like that. I'm talking about a quick 2-piece combo uppercut, knock you down, and you can't even move. But then you got your friends that come up and say, hey, girl, hey, you just got the knocked out of you. But come on. Look, I got some friends that be like, come on, get up. You embarrassing me. Get up, Talia. Get up. Like, you need people. You need people. Like, I cannot stress that enough. You need somebody else that's going to dream with you, that's going to pour into you. Have you ever stopped dreaming before? You need somebody that's going to remind you about that dream. This podcast, my girls was like, bro, you can do it. You don't need no negative Nancy. You need somebody that's listen, when you tell your friends your dreams, you're not asking them to figure it out. You're just telling them your dreams. Start supporting your friends. Support your friends. Be there for them. Breathe into that dream. Breathe into it because you would want somebody to do that for you. You would want somebody to be there for you. I want to leave y'all with 3 things I want y'all to really, really be able to take away from this episode. Number 1, be the main character of your story. letting no one dim your light. And I put an emphasis on the your, because oftentimes in life, in friendship, you mean well, but you trying to run somebody else's life. Baby, life is already hard enough. We didn't already said it. It's too hard for you to be trying to live two lives. You trying to be in your world, you trying to be in their world, you trying to tell them to do it this way, do it. Be your own main character and love that character. And guess what your friends are? They're those supporting characters. Like, y'all, I can honestly say, bro, my story is so dope. But guess what? I got some chapters, y'all, that I hated. Chapters that I wish I could rip out of the book. All of us have this book. Imagine your life being a book, right? And each chapter, let's just say each 5, each year could be a chapter. And some chapters, man, for my bookworms, have y'all ever read a book, bruh? And you reading it and this character is getting under your skin. I mean, to the point you ready to put the book down now and email the author. Like, I'm trying to square up. I don't know if y'all ever read a book like that, but I have. Of course, I can't think of the name off the top of my head, but I've read books to where I'm like, ma'am, we gonna have to talk. At the coffee shop, meet me down there because we need to talk. Because why would you have this lady in here acting up like this? But by the end of the book, you have grown to really love and cherish this character. That's you. That's you in your own story. You have your supporting characters and people that you meet throughout life. And girl, sometimes, you know how the characters be in the book and they don't even make it to the end. You kind of be like, okay, well, what was his point in the book? But, why was he even in there? Yes, you're going to have that. But the ones that you make it to the end with, baby, what? Those are the ones that's worth the entire story. Mic drop right there. Number 2, be the friend you would want to have in your own life. You have to be willing to be that friend. A lot of y'all are asking for friends, but baby, I know it hurts your feelings. Grab onto the seatbelt, hold on to the safety rails. You're not a good friend. You can't expect someone to give you something you're not willing to give. You can't. It doesn't work like that. Be encouraging. Be a friend that listens. Be a friend that compliments your friend. Again, don't be stingy with the flowers. Baby, let them flowers go. Flourish. Let them go. Number 3, make sure you're being balanced. Relationships, friendships are give and take. A lot of y'all be take. Like how you go to your mama's house, you go in her fridge, like, mama, did you want this? My mom is so good for this. And I'm so glad we at the end of the episode, just in case you don't listen this far. My mom is so good for this. She'll go in the fridge. She already in her taste testing. And she be like, oh, was that yours in the fridge? No, she'll tell you, oh, that cheesecake was good. And you're like, oh, okay. And then you thinking to yourself, she must have took a slice or a bite. But see, in a friendship, I'm all right with that because you could take a bite, I could take a bite, but it cannot always be you going in my fridge and eating all my cheesecake. That's all I got for y'all this week. Make sure that y'all do something kind for yourself, kind for someone else if you can, and really take the time to look at yourself and say, am I a good friend? How can I be a better one? And are there some people that I need to cut the cord with? Okay, well, y'all know what y'all need to do. See you next week. Bye.